Let's see what's he up to. I'll be with Jeff later. He's hopping on a plane this afternoon. And I'll be at dinner with him tonight. I mean, I got some presents, aka some cigars. It was a song. John G, how are you? Here, but a little echo. Oh, you know why? It's because I'm in this room. Let me move out this room. Hold on. The T. Let me get out. No, I got Atabase. It's weird. I'm in Florida, but no, you can't sell Cubans, which is weird. But I do have some Atabase cigars. They're my favorite. They're like 35 a stick, so they're pretty expensive. You guys want to see my fine art? I'll give you. There's my preview of my fine art. If you pay $5 a month, you get fine art on your TV by Van Gogh. I tried buying a Van Gogh, but it was let's just say a little chunk of change. A little chunk of change. All right, let's go here. Turn the light on. There we go. Should be good now. Not at Costco. Dude, I watched this guy. I gotta find the YouTube video. I watched this guy, and he made the best deals for January at Costco video. And he had 200,000 views, and he released it 9 hours ago. It was pretty wild.
Guys,
Let
what's
me
up?
show you.
Jeff's
I
here.
watched this last night at like midnight. I thought it was the most entertaining video. It's called The Deal Guy. 10 new items you need to buy in January. 300,000 views. Jeff, when are we getting famous on YouTube?
I don't know, bro. I think we have to take a different angle, different approach. I think we write too many articles. You need to make like more of like you chasing chickens, maybe me smoking cigars and playing poker, crushing a 2-5
Oh,
game.
yeah. How much did you make this weekend?
That was a nice return. Nothing too crazy. A few grand, whatever. But it was fun.
Did you play cash or a tournament?
I played cash. My problem is I don't have a lot of time, and tournaments like they have. So I live near. So for you, those of you guys that don't know, I live near Seminole Hard Rock, not far from Seminole Hard Rock Hotel in South Florida, and they have World Poker Tour events there. So they have this this big tournament going on, multi-day event, all different types of tournaments. So the hotel is just crawling with action, which is fun. And they're pros, you know, a lot of these guys, that's what they do for a living. So I also, for an ego, like banging on pros a little bit, you know. They're like, what do you do? Because I don't know you. I'm like, I trade stocks. It's way better than this shit.
You know who was real big in I think the tournament, probably cash games too, was Einhorn.
Yes. Yeah, he's an awesome player. He's an awesome player.
He would play the high stakes games. And
he got to the final table of the World Series of Poker once.
The main event or
the main event. The main event. Yeah.
Wow. You know, that's how the Bulgarians made their money.
Oh, yeah, right. They were Armenian mafia in Tampa is how they really made their money.
They had, so not about 10 minutes from me, because I grew up, my best friend was friends with the daughter, and their moms were real close, and they had a helicopter pad in their house in Avila, which is like a nice neighborhood and stuff. So they had like one of the biggest houses. I think it was like 15,000 square foot with a helicopter pad.
Wow.
And he got in trouble. He went to the high school with my sister. He brought like an AR in the parking lot in the trunk. So they kicked him out of school. And, you know, obviously, yeah. And obviously, you know, when he got the trust fund money, that's when he started blowing up and everything like that. But you got to laugh how he made his millions.
He's great. I mean, he's on the internet. He's got a lot. He's got a nice. He's got a nice footprint on the internet. You could say on social media.
Yeah, he got in trouble though with the dope, the cannabis company expensing it all to fuel his lifestyle.
Oh, you know what I found that, you know what I read this morning that was really interesting. So Sam SBF, right? Friedman, the guy from FTX, right?
He's
The
tweeting
criminal.
again. He's tweeting again. He's tweeting again.
Yeah, but so he's got $700 million still. Right?
Oh, really?
He has personally $700 million. Guess what it's in? Guess what his assets in that he has it in?
Robinhood?
Yes.
Yeah, the stuff. Yeah, when he was remember he was like the angel saving Robinhood and
but
all.
Don't you think it's kind of like bad look for Robinhood that like King Ponzi schemer is like
making hundreds of millions off y'all? You know, Robinhood's up like 80%.
Yeah, it's his thing. That's what he's got as his asset.
But yeah, he said he had like 100 G's in the bank. That's it.
Yeah, but think about it. It's like he stole these people's money, scammed people, took that money, lost it in crypto, but also took that money and bought Robinhood stock. So that's ill-gotten, right? What a mess. What a mess.
I mean, if you really think that guy's broke, his parents, they got him with bail for 25 million and they put like $1 million house as collateral. Like,
there's another thing I wanted to talk to you about that's like a massive financial story that could be something we have to pay attention to. I know you don't like banks, but did you see Goldman got investigated by the Federal Reserve, not the SEC, not the Department of Justice. The Federal Reserve opened an investigation into Goldman Sachs for I don't know the exact terms, but basically like effing over retail savers, investors. You know, when they rolled out like that big online shit campaign, apparently like there was a big scam element to it. So
the Marcus?
Yes. They're in massive trouble for that with the Fed,
Because they made so many claims about Marcus and the high yields and all that stuff like that.
But yeah, like how they were acquiring that yield, I think is under scrutiny right now. Like there might have been like a Ponzi aspect to that too. Because typically, like when people do that, they go, buy money markets for that day, and then maybe add like a little bit of juice by going a little bit further out in duration to get a little bit of extra yield to pump it up. But who knows? Something to pay attention to. Because if they turn their gun on finance, look out, bro.
If you guys don't know, all the Fed heads come from Goldman. I don't think we've ever had one that wasn't Goldman.
Government Sachs. But they're eating their own. But like, are they going to start eating their own? I don't know.
There's no way. Like Kramer, where did Kramer come from?
Right.
The Goldman. So the big thing, I mean, what could change is if Jamie Dimon, from JP Morgan becomes actually a Fed head, which I think would be probably the best thing because he's actually real.
He's smart. He's a smart guy. I like Jamie. Jamie. Yeah.
And he warned, which you never hear in the media, but he warned like not the storm is coming, but before that, he warned about the markets and the Fed and about the economy. He was basically talking.
He's warning about crypto a lot too. He's been talking a lot of smack about crypto right now.
Yeah, and he was right back then, but at the same time, JP Morgan opens up trading desks for crypto. It's just they have to make money. It's a
but that's like me saying like don't invest long term in China because I don't trust those people. The government, I mean, not the Chinese. I'm not xenophobic.
But you own China stocks. No.
But I went long Baidu last week because it was an awesome trade to do. It was a great setup. So you have to be able to
only bring stock in the market.
I'm glad that's water. I thought you were still crushing like a wine bottle from the weekend or something when you lifted that up. Sure. So let's go. What's going on? We got a big week in earnings. Do you want to share the screen or do you want me to share the screen?
You grab it. I'm on the laptop. I already told everyone me and you are going to dinner tonight.
Oh God, you're telling people that? That's always a mess.
So when they see us tomorrow morning, they're going to be like, guys, why do you have bags under your eyes? And why do you like
doing this tomorrow morning? I don't know. Are we doing this again? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. Well, whatever they book us for, we will do. Put it that way.
Yeah. You ain't ever told a lie. So look at this Tesla chart here.
I'm long Tesla. It's up about 2% pre. I'm long Tesla.
1.6%.
Yeah, I was up 2% earlier. They're starting
Yeah,
to go up.
they got, so I guess there's a little bit of bullishness this morning because the Fed's been like they've been puppeteering Wall Street Journal, to this one dude at the Journal, to put out articles saying what they want to do.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're going to just do 25 basis points, like two more times maybe, and then chill. So like this next meeting, February 1st, can be 25. Going to be very little suspense in that one.
Which is good. People,
Yeah.
the market likes to know. The market's always forward looking, but the market likes certainty. They don't like uncertainty.
I would like to move on from inflation and from the Fed and like go back to like just looking at like earnings and shit like that, like bigger,
Yeah.
Like what really matters, because they've been just dominating everything for so long, a couple of years now.
That whole macro of scaring everyone, inflation, all this stuff. I mean, yes,
Right.
It's real. Eggs, you can't, are up and all that crap, but that's just reality. Like that shouldn't affect stocks and your trading.
Well, the problem is that, like people like us, we like to put on like trades that are stock specific, right? And you can see stocks sticking out as really strong or really weak based on, what they're doing with the market. But when you get like those big macro waves that just like engulf the entire market, things don't stick out. Things don't stick out as much, right? And everything just goes lock limit up or lock limit down in footstep for the most part, which, for me, it takes away some of the edge that I have personally.
It is a stock specific market. If you're trying to trade and I said this beginning of the year, if you're trying to trade like the Dow or these boring stocks, they ain't doing crap. But if you're trading like the Wayfairs, the Teslas, the AMDs, those momentum names, those names have just been on fire for you, and they don't give a crap what the market.
AMD had a nice move up again this morning, pre-market. They got upgraded. But let's look at Tesla for just a second. First, let's look it out on a chart, right? This stock traded down to 127, back up to 135, and no, it went a lot lower than that. Why am I saying 127? What the hell's wrong?
Oh, it went to like 104, I believe.
Yeah, exactly.
The shorts were trying to break 100, right?
Exactly.
And then they never broke 100. So you see that big green candle, the big green candle right off the low is like 1.19 and 1.6 first week of the month. That big green candles, you got to figure, if everyone's pounding short it, right? Loading up that shorting stock, thinking Tesla's going to break 100, which is a big, it's like, from you could say support, but really
the figure. Yeah, that's a good teaching moment for everybody. Stocks, options, people psychologically love the figure. The figure is big round numbers: 100, 50, 125, $1, $10. So one trick that I used to use a lot, or still do actually, is never to put if I know you don't like to use limits, but if you I mean, you don't like to use stops, but if you want a limit, right, and you want to get out of something, the whole world wants to get out of the same price. Everybody wants to get out 100. Sell it for $99.95. You'll get out. You won't get out at 100 because the whole world wants to get out at 100. So never always put your limits a little bit underneath figures is one pro tip. A little bit underneath, not too much.
And that's just the point of, we always talk about the poker analogy. Don't play your hand, play your opponent's hand.
Yes.
Where's everyone else thinking Tesla's going to break or hoping 100? So if it doesn't break, that's why you've had such a drastic move, because now all those shorts, they're down 25% or so. What is it? 133, 33,
exactly.
Right around 30% or so. And they're hoping Tesla breaks down again. So the more it goes up, the more their ass is going to sweat and their ass cheeks, because they're going to get squeezed their butts off. And
so if we get a real squeeze in this name, this stock could trade back to the almost 200, I think. This level right here, where it started its cascade in December.
The implied move
200, 190
isn't bad either. And I think I'm booked for a class Wednesday. So Tesla reports this week. I think I'm doing a class. I think I got booked Wednesday. I'm just trying to confirm it on trading Tesla earnings. Because like I said, I already have.
Are you?
I think
you're the earnings guy, dude. Like everybody here that's here for the first time or doesn't watch this show, I don't follow. I'm an arrogant son of a bitch, and I don't listen to a lot of people, but Lance I listen to, and in particular during this time of year, because he's an earnings master. And
a junkie.
yeah, a lot of people like to trade earnings after earnings, but that's a wimp ass way to do it. That's sissy stuff. Lance puts on big boy trades into earnings,
And holds them
has an
through.
idea, has a position. No, but you plant your flag in the ground, you go for it, which is, it's fun. You got to learn how to size that correctly. You don't YOLO. You don't take all your damn money and go, I hope earnings are going to be amazing. So we're going to show you that in a minute. But really, like, if he's doing a workshop, I'm selling you a little bit hard here. But if you're doing this workshop, I'll be there, and y'all should be there for sure.
And I already have calls, full disclosure.
So look at this stock. Let's look here at Tesla. If we look at Tesla, previous quarters, we like to go through this with everybody. Implied 1-day move is 7.29%, right?
Which I would say, we see the average moves right there. So or pardon me, I got the video over it, which, is actually not that crazy. Last quarter was what, 6.5, 10%, 3%, 11%.
I'm surprised looking at this right now. I thought you'd see a lot more double digit responses.
You got to figure, though, back in those days, Tesla was such a crazy mover and it was such a high price stock that earnings weren't that big of a deal, just because it was more of a news momentum name, right? And now it's had like a whole change of character, because now, it's a $100 stock. There's so much crap with Musk. It's been such beat down. It's like, it's a whole different game now, because so much has happened with Musk, Twitter, Tesla, all that stuff. That I actually think now we'll actually see a move, just because
it's kind of suppressed. People are getting complacent in this name, right? They're getting a little bit complacent. And like you said, there's that factor that there's going to be more. It's a cheaper stock. So you can have more junkies coming into this. You can have more people throwing stuff around. So if we look at when is their earnings report? Thursday afternoon?
Let me look here. I got it here. It's Wednesday after the close. So we'll trade it Wednesday during the day. Wednesday afternoon.
So let's look at the weeklies, right? So if you look at the weekly, and they got size, look at this open interest on the 135, 15,000 contracts, 23,000 at 140. So so the stock's at 136 this morning. I don't have pre-market quotes for some reason on my options. They classified me as a professional and tried to charge me way too much money for that. So I never trade pre-market options. I just don't.
It's because Trade Station wants all the goodies. So it's 135.66 now. It was 136 pre-market, but let me look if the futures are rolling over a little bit. It's about, let's just say 136 pre-market.
Okay. So I'm looking here at the 140s, and the 140s are at a 55 delta. So on a 1.7% move, we're looking at $1 higher maybe here, right? So like around under $5. So 145 would be break even, give or take, on this open for Tesla by the end of the week. Just right around, it's right around 7% move. Right?
Yeah, right around the implied move.
A $10 move at $135 stock.
It kind of reminds me of if you look at Netflix. So Netflix, what, 7%?
Yeah.
But the calls didn't make money though, right? Because it was well within the implied move. I think Netflix, the implied move was like $33 and the stock moved like $26 higher. Yeah. So unless you bought deep in the money calls, you didn't make money on Netflix. So just everyone out there.
That's the lesson that we're trying to teach people. Right. We talk about this a lot during earnings. So this is not it's not that strong a case, in my opinion, just based on historically. You could go small though and do like 150s, in my opinion. Small.
And just hope it has a crazy outsized move.
Like you could have one of these outside days where you get like a 15%er in the stock, and these things will triple or quadruple, right? Yeah. Because they'll be trading around $2 today, maybe, if the stock remains up like this. And if you get a 15% move on $135 stock, you're looking at what, 155 or something like that. Yeah. 160.
Also too, you guys got to realize it doesn't report till Wednesday. If the stock starts moving, which it is a little bit this morning, these options are going to go up, the calls and the puts, just on implied volatility increasing. So look for that. That happened with Netflix. It was down like, I think like $7 a day before earnings. Actually, the calls and the puts were up in value. So you should have implied volatility continue to go up before the earnings event. Jason asked, what about Softy?
Yeah,
CRM had news with Elliott this morning.
So Elliott's an activist. Elliott's an activist, right? They don't just buy shit. They shake things up. They fire people. They get you to sell businesses. They're good. They're good for shareholders. So I don't think CRM is up as much as it should be, honestly.
I don't either. They used to front run all their stuff. They used to be dirty. They used to buy like short dated.
Elliott? What do you mean used to? Of course they still do. They still do.
And he was, you could tell in certain positions, it was them, because they would buy millions of calls and then come out an activist stake and then just get assigned the stock.
So you want to hear a funny story? So Elliott, I mean, I issued a buy on Salesforce on Friday last week for this analyst fade system I have called 180. They got downgraded and the guy was totally crazy. And I love the price action because they got another downgrade. The stock's been killed. This guy was like a terrible analyst. He's late on everything. And the stock didn't budge. It didn't budge to the downside.
It's very bullish.
So maybe they were already absorbing it on maybe they were in cahoots. I don't like to be I don't like to be conspiratorial, but I actually am a little bit. And so maybe they were like, they co-conspired to do this downgrade, hoping they could get some stock in the basement much cheaper. You never know. People there's money. When there's money involved, people do wild shit. That I've learned in this life. People do crazy shit for money. And so even hedge fund managers do.
Especially now when it's like, you have to figure out, so many people had so much money 6 months ago, and now they don't have that money anymore, that luxury. And now they want it. It's like a drug. They want it back in them. So they'll do crazy stuff just to get that bankroll again.
Softy. You want to look at Softy here?
Yeah, let's look at Softy. Softy's been very boring. I'm not going to lie lately.
Right.
Softy and Google had a huge move.
Google did,
huge move for Google, which was real good. And Softy really ain't been doing much. Softy and Apple.
This is actually kind of a better case in a way if we look at the 4-day options on this. So it's a $240 stock. Let's see what they're implying on Softy.
I bet you like $12. I'm gonna say. I don't think anything crazy in Softy.
Okay, so here's Microsoft. So Microsoft has done what?
Wow.
So it was down 7 and almost 8% the last quarter.
It's a big move for Softy.
Implied 1-day move 4%. That's not wild. Not wild.
No, not at all.
Right.
I think that's really light for Softy. I mean, maybe people don't think they're going to shock the world just because I don't know what's new in it. ChatGPT, maybe they talk about that stuff, but like, big tech, large cap tech, your IBMs, your Microsoft, your Apples, up until Google last week, they've been very, very mute. But maybe this
stock is really lagging. Microsoft is lagging the market. Look, on the year, it's not even up 1%. Everything else in the world is up across the world. Look at this.
Literally across the
9% Eurostox, Hang Seng's up 11%.
All the shit stocks, the highly shorted,
Kathy, the DAX, our friends in Germany, the DAX is up 8%. Nasdaq's up 6.5%. And Softy hasn't done anything. I guess my point is that it's lagged, but the market's leaning bullish. And I tend to think that people like to play catch up on laggards in bull cases. So if they give you a reason to like this stock, the stock could explode to the upside. Could do a lot better from here.
I agree with a lot of beat down large cap tech that has getting the love. Netflix was already strong. Yes, it was up, but it wasn't up enough. That's what she said. But all the other names, I do feel like they can start waking up because, we've seen the worst of the worst, the Kathy Wood, the junk stocks, the highly shorted stocks move. And I mean, up until really Google last week, Salesforce today, Amazon started catching a little bit of a bid last week. Tesla's starting to play catch up. You could
I
start.
like a straddle in this stock, I think. Look at these 230 puts.
Oh,
I,
you're gonna
no,
straddle it?
huh?
A straddle it?
I'd like to be long a straddle, I think. I think it's going to have an outsized move. I'll be long the 250 call and long the 230 put, maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
For
so
the
you're gonna widen it out pretty.
Oh yeah, small money, but going
Okay.
home run derby. I think that yeah, I'll widen it out. I mean, but like a $10 move in the stock's 5%,
Yeah,
4%.
which is
Yeah.
nothing. You could do it in a regular day.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Look at this. $2. You could quadruple your money on that if they shit the bed.
Employees, Ron says, employees are selling stuff. Why everyone's so obsessed with laying off employees? That all that stuff, like they're selling, the employees are laying off this, that, all that is just more fuel to the fire for stocks to go up, in my opinion. Like
I think
look at
earnings
it
season.
that
Yeah,
way.
I mean, every time that you've seen an announcement for
Firing
a
people,
layoff,
stocks have gone up.
stocks have been rallying. But stocks have been rallying on pretty much everything to start the
Yeah.
year. To be fair, I think that I think earnings is going to be a little bit different though. I think some of these stocks are still going to get shot. They're going to get shot.
I think if Outlook is just plain out horrible, they're going to get
Yeah,
taken out back and get shot.
shot.
But I also think, like Netflix, you're going to get some free passes.
Yeah.
They're just going to be like, oh, it's not the end of the world. Stocks up 20%.
50-50 ball is leaning to the long side, to the bullish for sure. So if it's a 50-50 ball, it's going higher. It's got to be a clear-cut terrible thing. Terrible announcement, terrible move. So Softy's the 24th after the market.
Yeah, I'll give you a few other names, and then I got to go upstairs and trade.
Yeah.
You got Boeing Wednesday morning, Softy Tuesday after the close. You got some boring stocks Tuesday morning, the boring Dow stocks we don't care about. You got some airliners Thursday morning, and then Thursday after the close, you got Intel. Still got a couple calls.
Boeing's been crazy bullish. Look how mad bullish this stock is.
Airliners, travel stocks have been crazy bullish.
Yeah. Are you trying to travel anywhere? I mean, like I have a family of 5. I'm looking at spring break trips and I'm like, damn, bro.
Insane.
Y'all need to calm down. You all need to calm down.
Dude, we're staying at a hotel. The cost of our hotel is insane. It's just insane to travel. You got some of the Vegas, Las Vegas Sands Thursday, if they actually report.
It's not feeling so much like, it's so funny because it's like the Fed is stopping and they're like, okay, the recession is here, but it doesn't feel like the recession is here, does it?
Rolls-Royce sold the most vehicles last quarter than any other time, and they're 500,000 each. I mean, I don't get, yeah, maybe recession, inflation, all that stuff, but I mean, we kind of called that stuff months ago. So if we are in it, that's why stocks are going up. When you start hearing, oh, we are in a recession, the market's again always forward looking.
Yep. So Boeing has rallied since their last earnings from what, $135 to $207. Are you kidding me? It's not a 50% move.
That's why the Dow's been so strong too.
Yeah, but the Dow is lagging, dude. I think Boeing could have some downside. It's lagging this year is what I'm saying. It hasn't lagged for like a year. It's outperformed like crazy. But there might be a rotation out of these kind of Boeing stocks and into the Teslas of the world. Not a bad idea to have a little, outside the box link trade, long Tesla, short Boeing. I know it's not correlated other than one is like back to old school. One is an old school company versus new school. Yeah.
That's been the theme of the year. The high valuation, zero earnings, new IPO stocks are bullish. All the old dogs, the Johnson and Johnsons, the Apples, the Boeings, the Exxons ain't been doing much.
So I think we're done. I think it was a good session, bro. I have tomorrow a presentation where I'm going to thank you, Sean, for sharing that, where I'm going to talk about this financial hurricane of 2023. I still think that there's going to be I think we're getting a little bit complacent. I think there could be a lot of bullishness, but I think there's a little bit of complacency in the world that's setting in. And every time we get calm, there's a new black swan. Call me conspiratorial, call me whatever. but they introduced something new to keep us preoccupied and terrified. And so I think there's going to be some financial issues in the system, not like tech earnings, not this and that, but like all these Ponzi schemes, Goldman getting investigated, et cetera. I think there's going to be some financial bodies that float to the surface. So I'm having a presentation talking about what we can do about that. Be there. Click on this link to join. There's a link they just shared in the chat. Lance is doing an earnings thing this week where he's going to go over Wednesday. And yeah, we're trying to help you all. I hope you guys find value in this Crush the Open. A lot of people like to have like really relaxed Monday mornings where they drink lattes and pet their cats and shit like that.
The soy milk?
Yeah, and just ease their way into the week. But Lance and I take a little bit of a different approach. We got to smash this stuff. We got to get it going. So I hope you all appreciate this Monday morning Crush the Open. We might move the time. Actually, we don't have to move the time. We're now allowed to have people come and join us. So we had our biggest showing today that we've had in weeks. Imagine that. Imagine that we had 370 people watching us this morning, Lance. Let's double that.
That's huge. And then also too, make sure
that's more than the roundtable last week, I think.
I think that's more than all of them, Jeff. Make sure people watch this on YouTube. I don't know if it's live on YouTube or not, but subscribe to the YouTube channel. You could like us, turn on notifications, leave a comment, all that stuff. And we'll probably have more video things and stuff like that in the works. And I got to go, Jeff, because in 15 seconds.
Yeah, let's go. I'll see you tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Night. Peace.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Have a great week. LFG.